Hello ladies and gentlemen, welcome to the Vaping Iwi. This week we do have a couple interesting things on the show. We've got a couple RTAs to look at, older ones and brand new ones on the market as well. And a couple of juices from Adore e-liquids. So I'm just quickly going to hand it over to Cam, just so he can introduce himself there. And also cover what he's vaping on, and then we'll go back to what I am vaping on.
How's it going, guys? So today I am vaping on the same as last week, pretty much. So I've got the Lantaka on the Tesla Invader 3. Awesome mod, awesome airflow on this. That has some, what does that have in it? I believe it has some Creme Limon by Omhawk Phil. I know you're not watching this, but hopefully you watch the replay. Awesome juice, bro. Love it. And then I have the Fuhattan with the Avocado 24 Black, which has Eddie's yogurt, I believe. Yep, Eddie's yogurt. That's the one that's in there. And then the Triad with the 24 stainless steel avocado. And I have no clue what's in here. 1 second. I think that is, yeah, that's Vanilla Beanie from Vaporium. That's Vanilla Beanie. And then I have this right here, the Beaten Up Tug Life and the Limitless Plus, which also has Creme Limon by Phil. And also I am building on the temple right now, getting it ready for the show. Still haven't done it. Over to you, Tom.
Alright, what I'm using today, I'm using the Lost Vape Therion with the SMCon Polaris, or Polar Ice, depending on how you want to say that one. It's quite an interesting RTA, and it will be covered today as well. I do have the Lantaka as well, on top of the Fusion Aria mod, the Sigeli 215, aka 155, with the
213.
yeah, with whatever it is, with the K's, and then the Lost Vape Triad with the TF V8 by Smock. Which is quite a nice tank. Been enjoying it for a while now, so it's good stuff.
Yeah, Fujin looks really nice, man.
It does with the Lantaka on there, that's for sure. It's quite enjoyable.
Those Lantakas, man.
Those Lantakas. Just a quick note, there is the Christchurch Vape Day going on at the moment, so it's quite an interesting one. So we do have some footage here as well. Just a bit of the setup and what's going on over there at the moment. So we'll just quickly play that for you guys. So it's just the inside of the actual venue.
Slightly jealous I'm not there.
Same here.
Has it gone past the part of Jock giving that pretty little wave?
Oh, it does. It has indeed. Cool. It's repeated now, so that's that.
And Gareth and Shane, I'm guessing it's Jackie, but hey Shane and Jackie.
So a bunch of stuff happening over there. I hear they've got some cloud comps and stuff going on. They're probably doing that right now. A whole bunch of vendors going there as well, which is quite cool.
Yep.
I'll bring up the vendors list here as well. May as well with the poster. So a whole bunch of Kiwi vendors being there. So looks like a real good time.
And I think there's some Australian pros as well from actually Shane and Jackie.
Yeah, I heard that as well.
Awesome.
Awesome stuff. Awesome stuff.
This
All
stuff
right.
is really good. I can say that.
So just on a quick note as well, we are on the Kiwi show on Monday at 3 o'clock New Zealand time. So we're looking forward to that. We are sponsoring a giveaway over there on their channel as well, and we do have a giveaway lined up for today. So stay tuned till the end for details on that one. But I think it's going to be a good show. Talk about Christchurch Vape Day and just have a yarn. It's going to be good fun. Good stuff. So Cam, talk about these juices, mate.
Okay, well, I'm just finishing wicking. Okay, so I got these all from a person in New Zealand who was doing these for advocacy. So they're concentrates. They're all 20% concentrates. I've got 3 that I made up myself. And then Big Dallas, who's in the chat box, hooked me up with some Custard de leche by Dawn at Adore E-Liquid. Really good flavors. They're not the typical American sweet, over sweetener flavored juices. But I will start with, I believe, Eddie's yogurt. So that was made by Fresh03, who was on Mox and Megan's show last week, or this week, but it's already been. It is a Greek yogurt with kiwi fruit and strawberry. I'll repeat that: a Greek yogurt with strawberry and kiwi fruit.
Can you really taste the difference between the yogurt and the Greek yogurt?
Well, the only yogurt one I've had is just a real. Actually, you can, but the only other yogurt I've had was a real creamy, standard yogurt. Whereas this has that sour kind of Greek yogurt flavor.
Fair enough.
I'll have it. What I think. So yeah, straight away, as soon as you inhale, you get that nice, soury Greek yogurt. I don't know if anyone in the chat box has tried this, but it is definitely not your usual.
Is it more of a sweet juice, or is it really sour with a hint of the sweet fruits?
The way I see it is it's got that sour and then that nice, subtle, sweet strawberry and the kiwi. Yeah, it's definitely a different juice than what we're used to in New Zealand. You either get your desserts here, your bakery, or your super sweets.
Yeah.
And this is in between two of them, so it's quite nice.
Cool. So it's very different then, eh?
It is.
And so,
very different.
What's the ratio on that juice?
So it is a 80-20. So all the concentrates, here's another bottle, banana bondage. They come in concentrate form. And at the bottom, it actually says the mixing ratios. So I did a 50 ml bottle, 10 mils of this, 40 mils of VG, pure VG. And yeah, it gives you nice plumes, good flavor.
Sweet, good stuff. And do you happen to have the link there so that people can find these liquids?
Yep. So it is adoreeliquid.com. Dawn, the lady who runs Adore, awesome lady. Had the pleasure of meeting her on a Zoom chat quite a while ago. And she's doing quite a lot for advocacy over there. So the Addie's yogurt, 100% of the profits from that go to notblowingsmoke.org. So it is really awesome to see vendors doing that.
That's pretty cool. That's pretty unique as well. Very, very different way of doing it. Cool. So I'm just going to quickly introduce the RTAs that we're looking at today. So I'm just going to bring up the camera there. So we've got the Geek Vape Griffin. I do have the Eagle as well, and I will mention it in a sec. We've got the Smock TF RTA, and it's the G2 deck, so it's the Velocity style. I've got the iJoy Limitless XL as well. It does come with pre-made coils as well, but you do have two options for the deck. The iJoy Tornado, which is another really good RTA. Again, the SMCon Polaris, or Polar Ice, however you would like to say it. Which is a very, very unique RTA due to the design of the deck and where it is. And then I've got the Limo 3 by eLeaf and the Kayfun V5 as well, which is, again, a very different RTA. So to start off with, I will just go over two for now. We've got the Griffin by Geek Vape. So it is a Velocity style deck. I'll just quickly take it out. So Velocity style deck. And you can see here that I'm using the block to turn it into a single coil as well. That's something that I like, and I would appreciate seeing on a lot more of the RTAs, is the option of having a single coil. There's a lot of times where you don't necessarily want a double coil, dual coil, and it is easier as well to get your with a single as well. And so you do have top airflow on this model as well. There is a standard airflow model as well, so you can choose between the two. It does have juice control. Mine, on the other hand, just seems to be real tough. You try and spin the bottom, basically, to open the juice control and nothing really happens. Whereas it's meant to be fluid, so I have to spin it the other way, but that ends up opening the actual tank. This is a bit of an older one that I've had sitting around. And I haven't heard of issues with them before, but it's just something that I'd note more than anything else. The drip tip as well, just on a side note, is the same size drip tip as the Smock TF V8. So if you don't want to use the little tiny drip tip they include, they do include a 510, but 510s are quite restrictive. You can use a TF V8 drip tip as well, and it does look quite the part on there as well, because it is much bigger. So on the note of the Griffin, I'd like to bring up the Eagle, which I have been meaning to review for a long time, but it's been on the back burner, just because I'm trying to get familiar with it. I've had it for quite a while. I've had it pretty much since it's been out in New Zealand. But the flavor I'm getting on it, it's really on and off. So some juices come out amazing, really good flavor and clarity through there. But some juices, it feels like it's very bland, so it's muting the flavor, which is a bit weird. So I'm trying to work around all that kind of stuff. I'm trying to figure out what it is that is causing that. I have rebuilt in it as well. I wouldn't recommend rebuilding in it more than probably once or twice, because the grub screws are not meant to be made for constant rebuilding. They are meant for a single use type of thing. The next one is the TF RTA by Smock. It's the G2 model. There's also a G4, which has a very interesting deck, very different. So the deck on this one is another Velocity style deck. This one though, on top of the Griffin, has much larger post holes, so it's a lot easier to build in. It's a lot more compatible with different builds as well. So it does make it a lot easier to fit things that you want to fit in there. It's got the classic open the top to refill thing that all the Smocks have, even the TF-V8. And then the juice control as well on this one is actually really smooth motion. So it basically clicks into place, and it's quite nice. It's a very different way of doing juice control, but it works. So that's nice as well. So Cameron, I think we're going to go back to you now.
Yeah, sorry, I'm just dying over here.
That's all right. You do that.
Fresh cotton, fresh juice. Interesting. Okay, so
that priming cotton taste, eh?
Oh, dude, it's great. So I've just finished my build in the temple. It is a twisted Clapton. So once again, we'll see if it'll show up on the camera. No, not really. So twisted cores and then Clapton. That's become my standard go-to. So yep, let's move on to banana bondage. So I've got these all made up in 50ml bottles, as I said before. So that's 20% concentrate, the rest is VG, pure VG, from Pure Nature. Can't reach the bottle. But yeah, so banana bondage is a sweet, creamy, old-fashioned banana pudding surrounded by vanilla wafers, finished off with a touch of whipped cream, according to the profile. With that, as well as Eddie's, Dawn is doing 50% of all the profits from banana bondage at Adore E-Liquids, is going to Not Blowing Smoke as well, or Safada is the other one. Americans and their acronyms, man. Americans and their acronyms.
That's right, we have some here as well, don't we?
Yep, we do. Okay, let's... Let's drip this beast on the Lantaka. Oh, I can already smell the banana just from opening up the bottle.
Nice.
So yep, just the smell of it, you get like banana and then almost the wafer kind of flavor. It kind of smells like a peanut almost. I don't know why, but it's kind of got that subtle peanut smell. I have been vaping this quite a bit. It probably, if I had more of it, it would be my all-day vape, but I only have 150 mils of it.
Only.
Mate, I've got to make this stuff last.
Fair enough.
Mainly for Auckland 510 Vape Day.
Hey.
Ooh. Okay, yeah, so to me, it's kind of like a banana dessert, but it's more of a natural banana rather than like a caramelized banana or one of those artificial banana lollies. But yeah, it's very, very much a dessert. It's not overly sweet of a dessert, but you do have that sweet, fresh, ripe banana kind of flavor. So it does have a little bit of sweetness,
Cool.
if that makes sense.
Yeah.
You do get that wafer and a subtle amount of vanilla. There's not a lot of vanilla whipped cream, but you know, you get a little creamy kind of vanilla flavor. It's quite nice.
Cool.
Definitely a good vape if you're into your bananas and your desserts. So if you guys are after them, you actually have to email Dawn. You can't purchase them from her website because she doesn't ship internationally according to the website. But hopefully we'll be getting some more of these concentrates in the next couple weeks. Not myself personally, but another vapor in New Zealand, and hopefully there'll be enough for everyone to get some because these are awesome. I don't know if any of you guys in the chat have tried banana bondage or Addies, but I'd love to hear what you have to say about it. I think Dallas or Hardcore Drippers in the chat might have tried it. Ooh. Sorry, I'm loving this juice right now, man. So good.
Fair enough.
Also, I should add that they are all 0 milligram except for the Custard leche, because obviously New Zealand laws, no nicotine, but since they were shipped from America in concentrate form, obviously adding nic to that could have been done, but yeah. Do you want to risk U-Shop? No, don't risk U-Shop.
No.
Don't really want to talk about it too much, but U-Shop is stopping all vape related items being shipped, be it concentrates, VG, coils, anything like that. Even
Anything vape related, yeah. It doesn't matter if it contains nicotine or not. It's anything. They're stopping it.
It's sad.
Yeah.
Okay, we're moving on to another RTA, or would you like another juice?
To be honest, something that we could touch up on, because I know you've been using it to the end of the days, is the Lantaka. So, since the last episode, me and Cameron have both been using the Lantaka, day in, day out, I believe. At least I have, constantly. It is really my go-to. Get you a nice shot there of the whole thing. But yeah, I mean, how do you find it, say, a week on, so far?
Alright, so the only gripe I have about it, I don't know if you're going to be the same, but I'm a messy-ish kind of dripper. So when I bleh, as Nick Grim Green would say, when you're dripping, I seem to overfill it, but that's because I don't pay attention when I'm just going,
Yeah.
drip. It is quite a small deck, like small juice well.
Mm-hmm.
Everything else about this thing, I love it. Airflow, I have it wide open, which when I first got it, I was like, dude, this is way too wide open. I compare it to the Limitless Plus, but with more airflow.
Yeah.
A lot more airflow. It's crazy. Building on it, piece of cake, mate. It's so easy. Like velocity style deck, same size screw holes as the Avocado 24, but on a 22mm disc.
Yeah.
And it goes right to the sides of the cap. It's perfect.
Yeah.
There's a lot of space.
I agree with Dallas in the chat there that the juice well doesn't connect in between the two. So you do have to make sure that it's very well juiced.
Yeah.
But in saying that, the amount of hits you can get off of it before it gets dry is pretty good. Even though it's got a shallow juice well, it's still very, very good. And the whole limitless airflow thing, the biggest thing to me is that it's got that airflow, but the flavor is still perfect, even though
it's amazing.
yeah, even though it's fully open, the flavor that you get through is absolutely stunning.
Yeah, I mean, the way that I drip in it is I aim for, I don't know if you're going to be able to see inside there, but there's a little screw which connects to the 510. I aim for that, and it actually hits it and drips either side. Or if I'm trying to, like, when I'm rebuilding in it, I will actually take the time and sit there and paint them. Even if I do have the top cap on and I'm changing juices, I will angle it either side and get a bit on there, and then just drop it straight down the center, and it seems to work fine. Wicking on it, you can be as messy as you want. I don't know if you agree with that, Tom, but you're pretty messy.
Yep.
But that's minimal amount of work, and I'm just waiting for it to catch fire. But yeah, it always seems to say juiced, no matter what.
Yeah. I mean, I've yet to have a dry hit on this thing.
Do I have a link for the Lantaka or Lantaka? I can find one.
The other option as well is to get a hold of me on Facebook, and I can send you the person who sent us these as well, just in case.
Well, yeah, that's probably an easier bet, honestly.
Yep.
I think 3F do have them, and I think that's where Dallas got his.
He's just chucked up the link just now.
Oh, and there it is. Good work, Dallas.
There it is. But yeah,
it's good.
It's a stunning RTA, that's for sure. I mean, for the price, etc., can't complain at all. That wide bore is absolutely mental. There is no drip tip. It's basically like you're just sucking on the bloody RTA itself. So it's good stuff.
The only thing I have with the gold is it is a little bit of a fingerprint magnet, but
of course, anything glossy will be.
Shiny.
Yeah.
Oh, look at that! Oh, it doesn't want to focus on the logo, but it's so nice, man.
Yeah. That's why I enjoy the black one. No fingerprints, no nothing. Looks real good on there.
Really good.
But yeah, so I just wanted to go over that because I do know that a few people watching today were watching last week as well. And first impressions are very different to using something for a little bit of time as well.
Yeah,
so
for sure.
that's what that is. So I'll just quickly go on to another two RTAs. So this one isn't necessarily just an RTA, it is the Limitless XL. So it comes with different options in terms of the coil. The airflow is very different with the fan style airflow. It doesn't spin or anything like that, it just looks very different. It's also very sharp on the sides. So do be careful when you are opening and closing your airflow. It is just something that I have noticed. In terms of the pre-made coil, the pre-made coil is identical to a TF V8. It's called the the T8 V8 coil, or whatever it is. Very, very similar in design. You know, they rate it up to 215 watts. It is uncomfortably hot at roughly 150, at least in my opinion. It does have LEDs on the bottom of the coil, which, to be honest, when I first heard about it, I did believe it to be quite gimmicky. having LEDs on a coil. You know, I mean, what purpose is that going to be there for? The only thing I could think of that it would be very beneficial is if you have a mod that you know auto fires. You could have it on there and you will see it auto fire. If it's on the table, for example, and you're standing away from it, you will have a visual cue as well to it auto firing. So that's the only thing that I possibly could think that the LEDs are good for. But in terms of the rebuildable sections,
not that you condone using mods that are auto firing.
no, I don't. But like if you've got a regulated mod that's auto firing, which it does happen. I mean, I haven't had any of mine do that, but it does happen out there. But at least you've got a visual cue.
Sure.
But yeah, looking at the rebuildable sections, there is a single coil section. Let me just quickly focus that for you guys so it's not just blurriness. So basically, single coil section comes with a juggernaut coil pre-installed. So 2 Claptons fused by a ribbon. Decent amount of flavor off this. This is what I've been using the most out of all of them. I do tend to prefer single coils. I don't know why. But at least in RTAs, that's what I prefer. The deck is quite interesting because it's not holes of any sort. It's kind of these just screws. You basically just screw it directly onto the coil and then it's fully open on the side. So you will see that if you're trying to align your coil, that your leads may slip out, which is what happened to me in the beginning. But it's obviously very easy to quickly put them back into place, screw them down. The other section that comes with it is the double coil, the dual coil section, so decent airflow on there as well. You can see the airflow holes there. So dual coil, it is not a velocity style deck, it's just a standard single hole per post type of coil. Very resemblant to the Limitless Plus with the whole screws on the top there. But yeah, we can obviously see where they got their design from. All around, it's a good tank. If you're using the pre-made coils, in all fairness, I would recommend the TF V8. Hands down. The amount of flavor, vapor, all that stuff from the TF V8, at least from my experience with this so far, is incrementally better. But yeah, that's something for you to decide. Of course, most vendors will allow you to try things depending on where you go, but at least that way you get a bit of an idea into what you are getting. The next one I like to look at is the iJoy Tornado. So I've had this probably the longest out of most of these RTAs. No, it is the one I've had for the longest. I won this in a waffle quite a while back, and I had a bit of a love-hate relationship with this one. So wicking this one is not easy. And also glowing your coils. It's not easy. It's by no means simple. And I'll show you why in a sec. It's got your iJoy style fill cap at the top. The top just untwists and it's exactly like a Limitless RDTA. So it's got the exact same fill hole on the top there. But the biggest thing with this one is the build deck and how you have to build on it. So the build deck is fully removable. So completely removable. And you do basically have to build on it either while it is out or while it's in, but you cannot fire your coils. So it's a bit of a strange one. So if I put the build deck in there like that and I were to try and screw this down onto a mod, so I'll try and do that now for you guys, it won't fire because the negative is done via the chimney itself, this chimney section, versus being done by the actual bit around it. So I'll just quickly try and remove my chimney. Cool. So having it on there just like this, it will just keep giving you the message of check atomizer. Even though it's on there, just check atomizer constantly. So what you need to do, you need to take the chimney section, align it up, and then screw that down. And then you're able to basically pinch and adjust your coils by doing it that way instead. So you'll see the coils glowing up there. So if you remove this chimney section, you cannot adjust your coils. To me, that seems very, very strange. It's a very different way of doing it. And that's why I've had a bit of a hate relationship with this thing. Getting it right takes a lot of time. Once you get it right, though, it is amazing. This tank is something else. The amount of airflow and vapor you get off this thing is absolutely incredible. Looks-wise, it's not too bad as well. It is a 24mm. I have done a full review over on my channel of it, so it is there if you really want more information about it. But it is a bit of a pain to build in. I'll be fair with that. But I think it's back to you, Cam, for another juice.
Another juice with Cam. Okay, now I have to find it. Okay, sorry. So I am building whilst on the show. So I'm going to do some more twisted Claptons for Tom when I come up to Auckland for 510. So I'm going to do a Custard de leche. So I don't know if you guys know what a de leche is or a custard de leche, but it is like a little custard ramekin with a thick caramel sauce. And as soon as you smell it, the thing you get is caramel, a lot of caramel. Also, I see Skelly's in the chat. Hey, Skelly. See that? Yep. Didn't even say hi, Tom. So rude.
I know. I'm just concentrating on getting these things clean and back up.
So, freshly built twisted fused Claptons on the temple. Yeah, I know I'm going to get hate for having massive overhang. But
mate, chuck it on your triad.
Nice airflow, good flavor on it. So, yeah, you get a lot of caramel. You do get a subtle kind of caramelized custard flavor, which is interesting. But other than that, it kind of the custard hits you, and then you get that the caramel hits you, and then you get a subtle custard. The flavor profile is a signature creamy layer of rich, elegant custard infused with a thick caramel sauce that dances on your palate. And I do agree with that, but the caramel sauce is too thick in my opinion. It is very, very thick and very, very overpowering. This is a 90-10, I believe. If it is sent to you in premix form, or else you can get the concentrate, which the person who in the chat box, Dallas, gave me this juice. And I believe it's the exact same as, one moment, I'll pull it up. Yeah, so it is exactly the same. It is a 20%, 10 to 12%, there we go, concentrate. And I've had this since the weekend, I believe. So Dallas came down on the weekend. I've been vaping it since then. It was a 30ml bottle, got about 15 mils left. It is different. It is a very sweet dessert because you do get a lot of that caramelized caramel. It's almost a burnt caramel in a way. It's nice. It's not my favorite. I wouldn't say I'd go out and buy a big 120 ml of it, but it is nice. It is a dessert vape. If you are into a really sweet desserty vapes, okay, it's mixed at 10%. So if you are into your dessert vapes, this is definitely one for you. So Dallas, thanks for that. 10% mix. There we go. Any questions about that one? Anyone? Tom? Any?
I just want to see the triad with the temple on it. See how much of an overhang there is.
The triad with the temple?
Yeah.
Okay. One moment. Let's see how this looks. I am known to put the temple on anything and everything. I've put it on the tug. Oh, Dallas has a 21st on tonight. Thanks for stopping by, Dallas. Good to see you, bro. Enjoy the 21st. See you at 510 Vape Day. So much to do since I've been back. Yep, I feel you, bro. Okay, so there. Oh, that is ridiculous.
Nice.
So there's about 4 mil.
But it's not actually overhanging the main body, is it? Like, it's not overhanging this part. It's overhanging just the weird kind of nub thing they've got going on.
Yeah, so it just overhangs that top kind of slopey thing.
Yeah.
Other than that, it fits on there with probably 0.5 mil either side. And it is a point, it's not going to show up, but it is a 0.23 at 100 watts. Do love my triad. If you want a triad, get a triad. Join the triad family. DNA 200, awesome mods.
So just on that Custard de leche, do you know the origin of the name?
A de leche, or the name that she's used?
The de leche.
A de leche, I believe, is a... Is it French?
Nah.
No, it's not.
No, it's not.
Wow.
Ouch.
Wow.
Ouch, Cam.
It's Spanish.
Ouch. Yeah. And it means of milk.
Of
So
milk,
it's a
yep.
custard of milk.
But it's normally a dulce de leche.
Yeah. That's the dessert.
Yep. Wow. Yeah. Thanks, Scally, for covering my ass right there.
Yeah, Cam, I agree. You need a new camera, by the way.
Yeah, that is in the works. Okay, student life. I'm saving for 510 Vape Day. After 510, the camera is the first thing on my list. I am a bit echoey. Is it because my mic is too far away? I know it could be. But yeah, straight after 510, I will be getting a new mic. I mean, new cam. I don't need. This thing is beastly. I'll probably get 2 cameras if I can, and a haircut. Yeah, I do need a haircut. That is actually happening the week before 510 Vape Day. Damn, I'm getting roasted today.
It's your day today, man.
Before 510, I'll be getting a haircut. So if you're going to be at 510, you can see my new hashtag fuckboycam haircut.
No one's commented on the lack of a beard here. I mean, that's like
no one has commented.
baby face transformation right here, but everybody's digging on you.
And now we look like brothers because you have no facial hair.
Exactly.
My wife is a hairstylist. Skelly, if she can fly to New Zealand, she can definitely do my hair.
That's right, Skelly will be there. It'll just take us about 36 hours to get to you.
As long as you pay for flights, bro. Poor student life.
Sweet. All right. What's next?
Temple.
Mate. Nah, I disagree. You should get a 40mm, mate.
Oh, dude, I'm just going to go get the 65... Is it 65 mil Mason?
Yeah, it's 40. 40's the biggest one, isn't it?
I remember them bringing out... I think it was a 60 or a 65.
Cool.
I think it's a dump tank, if I remember correctly.
The tank itself.
Yeah, it is ridiculously large. A free haircut? Oh, dude.
Oh, man. It makes the whole trip worth it.
Yeah, that's totally worth it, $3,000 there and back, all up. First class,
Yo. That's the way to do it, isn't it?
1,500 a flight. Yeah, totally. Okay, over to you, Tom.
Just on a quick side note, guys, I will try and figure out where I've got this poster. But just Auckland Vape Day. It should be to my side here, and Cam, it is to your side there as well. So both of us will be there. We will be there all day, I think, if I'm not wrong. Most of the day, at least. And we will be repping some Vaping Iwi / Renaissance Vapes shirts. when we will be there, so it'll be easy to spot us as well.
A sexy logo right here.
Yeah, minus the bottom bit, but yeah, basically that logo.
Right there, without the redux.
Yeah, but yeah, so we'll be there. We'll be there most of the day. I hear that it's going to be an interesting turnout. It is at Shooters, which is a bar.
Saloon bar. Yep.
Yeah. I mean, it's from what I've seen and heard, it's not massive, but we'll see how it turns out. Hopefully, it's a decent turnout. I hope to see that most of the people, from all around the country come to us.
Do we mention that we will be joined by a certain set of females?
Certain set of females. Which ones?
The Kiwis.
The Kiwis. The ones that you should see right next to Cam, where Cam's lovely blue curtain is. Lovely screenshot of them there. I'm sure they're going to appreciate that.
But that was
yeah,
live on Hangouts last night.
They will be there. So I'm just going to quickly jump into these last few RTAs. I'll do another 2, then I will finish off with the Kayfun, and then I will give you a bit of a kind of ranking of the RTAs just from my use. I've been using all of these for a while, apart from the next one here. So that is the SMCon Polar Ice / Polaris / whatever you want to call it. So this product here is quite an interesting one. So it was sent to me by GearBest for the purpose of my review that's on my channel. And one of the things I saw when I was sent the product description is a 2 ml juice capacity. That's one of the things I saw. I've been using it quite a bit with my standard build, which is the Brett Nixon build in there, the 5-wrap parallel 24 gauge Canthol. And that, it's held up. So generally when you put this build in an RTA, you will be able to figure out what sort of airflow an RTA has and all that kind of stuff due to the amount of heat coming out of it. This one's held up really, really well. It's got an interesting juice fill design at the top. You can see 2 kind of kidney-shaped, different colored pieces of metal. Well, they're not really different colored, they just don't blend in as nicely. So you basically take that top, you twist it, and it kind of clicks. You can hear a little, don't know if you guys will be able to hear it, but it kind of clicks. But it clicks open, and then it's fully open. So you can fill your juice all the way to the top. It is 2 ml juice capacity, but it isn't juice hungry. It's really weird. I was expecting this one to be really, really juice hungry, like a Griffin or even a TF V8 or anything like that. But it's actually on the less juice heavy, juice hungry side. It's got channels running through the actual RTA from the top to the bottom section so that the juice can flow. What tends to happen is that bubbles kind of form here if you don't have it wicked all the way down, and even then it still tends to get a little bubbly, and it is a bit harder for them to pass through that section just due to the design. But if you give it a good flick around, then it ends up settling. So all the juice goes to the bottom and then all the air goes to the top. So it's alright after all that stuff. It is pretty neat. I'm still using it day in, day out so that I can get a proper review up. So a proper in-depth review, how I feel it is after a few weeks, etc. All that kind of stuff. But just on a side note, the grub screws on this one, which may seem like a really strange thing, but the grub screws on this one feel extremely, extremely solid. Normally you'll have grub screws where your threads will just die straight away. This is not the case. And also the 510, I'll touch up on that. The 510 is adjustable, and it's got a lot of adjustment, and it's quite solid. It's not something that's, flimsy that you feel that you can't use it on a hybrid afterwards. It's actually really, really nice and different. The next one I think is very, very underrated and doesn't really get seen a lot in New Zealand. At least I've only seen one other person have one of these, which is the Limo 3. So the Limo 3 is an RTA that you can swap out to stock coils as well, pre-mades, but you do need to buy the pre-made section. So it's a little ring that basically you unscrew these two screws, you screw the ring into the base where the deck is. I'll just quickly pop out the deck. So you basically screw the ring into there, and then you can use pre-made coils. I believe it takes the same coils as Aspire tanks do, so that you can kind of get coils wherever you go. You're not limited. The airflow on this one's quite an interesting one. So it's basically got a trench running across the whole way of the actual RTA. So the airflow is really, really open, very wide, more so than a lot of the other RTAs. The deck is quite an interesting one. It's basically these two kind of screw posts. Don't know if the video is going to pick it up that well. I have been using it with some vertical coils to see if it will keep going with the juice, if it can hold up. But so far so good. The only thing that really annoys me is the fact that you basically have to screw in two screws into the base here to keep the two together. So if you want to access your deck when you're using the device, then no deal. Basically, you've got to unscrew those two little screws, which are tiny, tiny little screws, in order to just get to your deck to basically play around with your wicking, etc. So that's my only concern with it. But apart from that, it's been enjoyable. Cloud production's great. Flavor's a bit different. It's a bit muted, but it's obvious it's not, it's not crazy. But yeah, it's pretty good. So I think you've got another juice for us here, Cameron, before I wrap up all the RTAs and all that stuff.
That I do. So let me find the bottle. So as I said before, it came in concentrate form. It's called Hazy Custard, and it recommends 15 to 20%. I went 20% because I am the type of person that likes a lot of flavor. I like it quite strong. There is buffering. Okay, that's weird, Abe. I don't know if there's any buffering for anyone else.
I'd recommend just refreshing the page if you're experiencing any buffering.
What Tom said.
Yep.
So Hazy's Custard, or Hazy Custard, is another one from Dawn at adoreliquid.com. And it is a signature creamy. Okay, so it says English is hard. Signature creamy layer of rich, elegant custard infused with fresh cracked hazelnuts, topped with a dollop of vanilla sweet pudding. Now, I don't know about you, Tom, but that sounds pretty damn good.
That does sound good. It does remind me of another juice, but that's okay.
Well, yeah, I mean, it hazelnut I don't see often, but obviously you've got a hazelnut in your range, I believe.
I do indeed.
Which is a nice hazelnut. I won't say anything bad about your juices since I'm not allowed to review them on the show.
Mm-hmm.
Alright, so as for the other one, in a 50ml bottle made up, this one has only been steeping a couple days. So 29th of August is when I made this one up. The other two, so the Banana Bondage and Eddie's, they've been sitting here since I got the concentrates, so that would be almost 2 months. I'm waiting and saving them for Auckland Vape Day because there's a couple of people up there that want to try the juices. So I'm being nice and not vaping them when I could vape the crap out of them. Okay, so I'm gonna also do not buy dripper bottles from Pure Nature because they don't like VG. Just a little side note. I couldn't be bothered trying to find someone else in New Zealand who had bottles for sale, so I just bought them from them. Yeah, the dripper is quite weird on them. Doesn't like VG at all, so normally I use a syringe for that. Okay, so I've got it in the Tesla Lantaka. Lantaka is pretty much my flavor trying build, RTA. It seems to give a nice amount of flavor for a simple build in there. There's a 24 gauge Canthal 7 or 8 wrap, so it's like 0.36 in a series. But yeah, as soon as you smell it, you do get hazelnut. It is quite familiar to me, the smell of hazelnut juices. You do get a slight custard sweet smell and a little bit of vanilla, like just a slight amount of vanilla, but you can smell the hazelnut definitely. Okay, so with this, I get a lot of hazelnut, but it's not overly like smack you in the face hazelnut. It's more of a creamy kind of ground hazelnut. Um, Obviously, that would be the custards kind of coming through into that, and the vanilla pudding. Um, but yeah, you get the vanilla, you get a slight amount of custard. To be honest, I think I would mix this a bit higher than 20%. I think 25, maybe 30 would be a better ratio. I saw your eye raise there. That does sound quite high, but
It does. 25% is quite high. Is it a sweeter juice, or is it more tart?
yeah. So it's it's really a sweeter style of juice. It's not super sweet like a sugary sweetener flavor.
Yeah.
Um, but you can definitely tell it's a dessert.
Yeah.
So I just cleaned my palate with some water, and now I'm getting a bit more of that custard, um, but still quite a bit of hazelnut, but it's more on the back of the tongue rather than the tip. Let's cleanse the palate again. Cleanse the palate.
You need to have an
Cleanse the
espresso machine right next to you to cleanse your
Just gonna
palate.
wash my mouth out. There we go. Palate. So yeah, still you're getting custard, a lot of hazelnut like mixed in with the custard, and a little bit of cream. It is nice. If you like your sweet desserts, as I said with the other sweet ones, oh, definitely try it. AdoreAirLiquid.com. They do have a large range. If you can, I believe their email is on their site. If you message Dawn, name is Dawn, Dawn, and she will hook you up and help you out. She is an awesome lady. She's offered to send me packages at quite a cheaper rate, like shipping wise, than what you would normally think for international shipping. Whereas, like, if you're buying from some places in America, you're looking at $50 just for shipping. So yeah, I think it was like $30 for shipping if I bought through her, which I possibly will be in the next couple of weeks because her range of juices is large. So yep, that is AdoreAirLiquid.com. Definitely try it out. Back to you, Tom, for a bit more RTA showdown.
All right. So I don't have much left, but you would have seen it last week. It's the Kayfun V5. Okay. The Kayfun V5, to me, when I got it, when I first saw it and then when I got it, I thought it wasn't going to be enjoyable because of the airflow. It is more orientated towards mouth to lung. But on full open, it's still passable as a straight to lung, direct to lung. The deck was quite different. You know, it's a bit more towards your Kangatech, sub-tank RDA or RVA section. Real small, tiny, tiny rebuildable section. And that was the case with this one as well. The flavor on this one is something else. It really is something else. This one here is a tobacco clone. It is not an authentic, as they do retail for something like $160 New Zealand, which I am happy to not spend on a RTA. But in here I've got a Flapton, so a piece of flat wire with Clapton around it, well, Claptoned flat wire, and the vapor production is stunning. The quality of this RTA, being a clone, quality is a big concern for a lot of people. due to the fact that they are not authentic. So a lot of QC is thought to be basically thrown out. But this one here is really, really well built. The juice flow is quite interesting. It's a matter of twisting the top of the tank without twisting the bottom. The airflow is quite interesting. By changing it, you have to basically lift the bottom ring. You've also got indications on the bottom with little dots that show you how open or closed you have it. It's an interesting one. It's one that I would have not imagined to have even put on an RTA list, and not imagined having owned, but I do not regret it one bit. Every time I go out, I will pick this one up over anything else I have. It doesn't matter whether it's the TF V8, the Lantaka, the Ks. I will take the Kayfun with me. Whether I leave it on the Therion or I put it on a series mod, because I do have a series build in there and the 510 is nice and protruding. My series mod isn't hybrid anyway, but I do occasionally use it on the Aria as well, just because it's still good. It's a series build, but it still pumps out on a single battery. I mean, I'll just chuck it on here quickly just for a little look at what it looks like on a 22mm tube, because it is a 22mm tank, and you'll see it looks quite nice. Nice and flush, nice and portable, very discreet clouds. Nothing over the top. So going outdoors with something like this is perfect. You're not blowing your obnoxious clouds into people's faces, etc. It's really just a nice, discreet run-around kind of tank, and very, very easy to build on. Very, very easy to wick as well. Extremely easy. So I'll quickly just pull up the whole lineup now, and have them basically ranked. Of course, the Kayfun's not going to fit on there right now. Always the case. You got it ready, and then it's not ready. So you'll be able to see the whole lineup. So this is basically the way I'd class them. Going from the Kayfun would be number 1. Then I'd go the SM Con. Honestly, the flavor on this one is absolutely stunning, due to the fact that the coils are closer to your mouth as well. Then I would go the Limitless XL, then the Griffin, then the TF RTA, then the Limo 3, just due to that whole having to take off 2 screws to get into your build deck, and then finally the Torpedo, due to the fact that building your coils, you need to screw down the chimney in order to pinch your coils. So it is a bit different and a bit more complex. But this is just my personal thought, my personal ranking. I've really thoroughly been enjoying the Kayfun V5. Personally, I have not seen anyone else in New Zealand stock these but Vape Street New Zealand. The SM Con, so far, I think no one stocks it in New Zealand. The
Nope.
XL, you can get it from Vapo. I believe Vaporium and the bunch are getting them in.
Got them, or they're getting them.
I think they're getting them. They'll definitely get them. Whether or not they've got them right now is more the question, but we'll find that out later and put it in the description where you can get these as well, just so you can find all the local vendors.
Yeah.
The Griffin, it's available pretty much anywhere. It's a go-to. Same with the Eagle. The TF RTA, not many people have them left around because it is an older series. I do believe that we may possibly even see a TF V8 style RTA, which would be quite interesting because the TF V8 is quite nice, the airflow and stuff. Limo 3, I have personally only seen it at Vape Street NZ again, and then the Tornado is available across a bunch of vendors as well, which we will have all the links down below to all the vendors where we can find all these products, so that you guys can go check it out as well, just in case you like the look of any of them. But yeah, there's my ranking. That's how I'd rank them, and that's the way it is. So we'll
That's the way you.
drop that camera off. So what we want to do, I think, is we're going to open it to the public. If you guys have any questions, we'll answer some questions for the next couple of minutes, and then we'll jump into wrapping stuff up and announcing giveaways and all that stuff.
The exciting times. I see Skelly in the chat has said that he wants to try banana bondage. Awesome. It's awesome, dude. The one I'm looking forward to trying is strawberry submission. She does have some unique names for her juices, like the banana bondage and the strawberry submission stuff. Yep, the custard leche, I have to agree, does give you a little bit of a throat hit. I guess what you're using to vape it would be different to me. So, you know, you get different experiences with it. Yeah, so is there any questions? I see there's 9 viewers. Abe, I think Abe's still around. Hopefully he fixed his BDSM is nice. Good old Skippy. Yeah, I mean, each to their own, bro. Each to their own.
It's one way to put it, eh?
Different strokes for different folks, mate. Different strokes for different folks. I've got a question about why you picked the Kayfun over all of them. What, other than what you said, what is the other things that attract you to the Kayfun more than anything else?
Flavor, juice consumption. Juice consumption is quite minimal. Flavor is stunning, absolutely stunning. So I don't really classify myself as either a cloud chaser or a flavor chaser. I'm really both, to be honest. I like having good cloud and good flavor. If I don't have too much cloud, I'm not fussed. I will still take flavor any day. But it's just convenient. And, you know, the whole single coil thing, I'm getting good battery life. I'm enjoying the experience I'm getting off of it. Again, it's very discreet. So that's it on the Therion right there.
I mean, it does sit quite proud on there, though, because it is obviously...
It is quite big. It is a bigger tank. I'll agree with that. Is that an issue? Not necessarily. Not necessarily. I mean, again...
as long as you can slip it in your pocket.
Exactly. It fits in my pocket. If I do put it in my pocket, which I rarely do, I generally carry my stuff around, because that's the way I like it. Hence why 90% of my mods don't have a single scratch on them. But...
what are you trying to say, Tom?
Yeah, nothing, mate. Your mods are immaculate as well.
Definitely.
But yeah, I mean, I'll even put it on my series mod when I'm at home and use this over a lot of other things that I have. I mean, my collection isn't, you know, too shy. You'll just be able to catch it out of the corner there. My collection's not too shy. It's decent collection now. And I'll still pick this over a lot of them. Just the experience I'm getting with it and everything's is really good. I mean, it's enjoyable. I can't say anything bad about it.
Abe has said in the chat, are you going to do a full review on the Eagle and general thoughts on it? I'm interested to hear this too.
Okay. Abe, if you want my honest opinion, I was not going to do a review. I was not going to cover it at all. Reason being is because for the price and the experience I've had off of it, it has not been worth it. Like I said, it's a really, really big hit and miss with the flavor. You are either going to get a decent, you know, vape off of it, or it's just going to be really, really bland, really muted, and all that kind of stuff. I mean, what I tend to do, just so I reiterate, because I have said this in another show as well, but what I tend to do is build the same thing for everything. I build the same coils for everything I test so that I can get a consistent, basically pattern / reading of every single tank. Even putting that same standard build in this, it is, yeah, it's a bit more muted than I would have liked to have seen. But yeah, I mean, you know.
I think Skelly's got a look at it on his channel.
Yeah, I
which is
believe
good.
he has done a review of it as well.
Yeah, same build for everything. I totally agree.
Yeah. It's
mean,
just a
if
good
I-
way to get consistent results across the board.
Yeah.
Just on a quick note, one RTA I did not go into is the Silent RTA by Wismac. I'll bring up the close-up camera. The reason I did not include this one is... Oh, no, camera's not going to comply with me today. Reason I didn't bring up this one is purely because I'm still trying to figure it out. It's been good so far. I'm just trying to see how long it holds up without giving me a dry hit, because of this whole design of having your juice on top and these two little holes feeding your puffy wicks on the bottom, etc. So I will come back to it at a later date, but just not yet.
Do you have the top airflow version of the Eagle?
Yes,
Yeah.
it is
Yeah,
the
I
top
saw that.
airflow. And I've tried a different airflow configurations, whether the top is fully open or closed halfway. I've heard reports of it being nice, closed halfway at the top, halfway at the bottom, etc. I've tried a bunch of stuff, but just comparative to other tanks out there, including the Griffin. I believe that the Griffin is good, but I just feel that there is better out there, especially for the amount that they cost here. I believe they're $59 or $59. So it's not necessarily the cheapest tank either, but that's just the way the cookie crumbles, I guess.
I got better flavor with a bitch wide open. Oh, okay. With that bitch wide open. Yeah, that's interesting. I mean, I haven't really looked into the Eagle that much. I've had a little bit of a look and had a look at some reviews. But yeah, as Tom said, I'd probably agree with that. I haven't tried it yet. Hopefully I'll try it when I'm at your house.
Yep, for sure.
And yeah, probably as a geek vape thing, that wouldn't surprise me. A lot of the RTAs from Geek Vape are pretty damn similar, in my opinion.
Yeah.
They haven't sold well here. Yep, I'm not surprised, bro. There are so many other good RTAs out there.
Just so many options. I mean, even what I've covered today is very minute compared to the amount of options there are on the market. But yeah, again, that's just my view on the Eagle at the end of the day. But I've seen better.
Yep. No, that's good. Price being a reason. Better. Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
So.
Same here as well. I mean, people will go over price, over a name, etc.
Yeah, it's the same with like I don't know if Tom agrees with me on this, but I call Limitless the Apple product of vaping.
Yeah.
They are quite expensive for what they are. I mean,
The tubes especially.
50 odd for this. I think it cost me $55 or $60.
Yeah, there's $69 at the moment. I think
Yeah, there we go.
one vendor has them for $49.95. But yeah, they are pricier. But that's the iJoy stuff. The authentic, like Limitless tubes and stuff. The Limitless tubes are quite expensive for what they are.
Yeah.
I mean, yeah. I've got a authentic tube which costs less than a Limitless but does the same thing. So yeah, and you've got your Aria. We all know that you love that thing to death.
Oh man, I will have to do a review on one of our shows.
Yeah, for
that.
sure.
I
For
might
sure.
bring that up next week.
All right.
I want it, but yeah, you're lucky, Abe.
I think
So-
we should talk about this this thing that everybody's looking forward to.
Here's some product placement.
I don't know if it's product placement, but it's there. All right, so giveaway. Giveaway. Everybody loves free stuff. Come on, let's be honest. It's free stuff.
Free stuff.
So up for grabs is a Lantaka, stainless steel, RTA, brand new, and a bottle of Mille Feuilles by RenaissanceLiquids.com.
Millie Philly.
Mille Feuilles. So basically, to enter this one, what you need to do is basically subscribe to this channel, comment down below as well. So just leave a comment. It could be anything you want, just as long as you leave a comment. We will see it there and we will be able to do the draw. We've decided that the better thing to do is to leave it for a month. So leave it running for a month so it gives a lot of time for a lot of people to basically come in and get in on this awesome, free stuff giveaway. And also, I've come to the conclusion that if you are anywhere in the world, I will ship it to you free of charge. It doesn't matter where you are. This is open global, not just New Zealand. As much as it would be awesome for a Kiwi to win it, it is open to the world. So that's going on as well. Also, make sure to check us out on Monday, New Zealand time, so that you can see us on the Kiwi show, because we do have another giveaway as well.
Surprises!
Yeah, it is a surprise giveaway that even the Kiwis don't know what the giveaway is. And that one will be open globally as well. So just make sure you head over there on Monday as well. It's really important. We'll put the link down below as well as soon as we have it, so that you are able to back and forth between the two. They will do the same for us. I know they will. They do that for us. But yeah, it's just an opportunity for you guys to get in on something that we've used, and both me and Cam have absolutely adored and used since we've gotten them constantly.
This has been my daily driver.
Exactly. And it's just an opportunity for you guys to basically find out for yourselves as well how it has been, and how it is, because it is really something. For as far as RTAs go, I mean, again, I'd put the recoil pretty high up there, but this one's definitely close at the top there. Yep. Skelly for the deck on there, it's a Avocado 24 deck, basically identical to the Avocado 24. Don't know if you're going to be able to pick it up with my nice wicks in the side there that Cam always calls my dirty wicks.
Messy wicks.
But it's a 3 by 4 millimeter post holes, so it does accommodate basically anything you want in there. So it is quite nice for that.
There is quite a large space between each post as well, which is quite nice.
Yeah, it's got quite a massive space. I mean, I've got a 20 gauge dual coil in there, and that fits in like it's got a heap of space left for more. So it's good stuff.
I wouldn't mind trying to put a quad in here.
Yeah, I'm thinking doing the same for the next show as well. So we got it nice and sorted. Or on the vape couch, which will be over on my show, where both me and Cameron will take a proper look, a proper review of the Lantakas, start to finish, not just a quick look, not just opinions after a week, but we would have had these for a month, because it is when Vape Day, Auckland Vape Day happens. So we will have a full review basically of the Lantakas, both from me and Cam on my couch at my house, which is great. Finally get to see Cam in person. We haven't met yet in person, but we have been communicating for a long time.
Like this.
Yeah. But we will be taking a look as well. Hopefully, I'm hoping they are here in time at some Twisted Messes gold AFs, or gold as fucks. That's what I'm really looking forward to as well, because I have seen these things in person and they look stunning, absolutely gorgeous. So we'll see how that goes. And I know for a fact that we will be soon both taking a look at some Ables as well, that we got matchy, so me and Cam can match at both Vape Day and whenever we're on the show.
It wasn't on purpose.
No, not on purpose, but hey, it ended up happening. So why not? I'm just going to leave that there so you guys can see the black one. Why not? But yeah, so it's just everything's kind of coming together quite nicely now, and it's always thanks to you guys as well for watching these shows, coming in live, or watching the replays. It does really basically assist us in moving on forward. And continuing this journey as the Vaping Iwi, which I'm sure, Cam, you've got a word about that in a sec.
Oh, no.
But
doing this?
On the way as well, I do have a Tokugawa RTA, which to me, that seems like a very interesting RTA. Very, very different.
Yep.
Very different post design, very different RTA design altogether. So I'll be taking a look at that real soon as well, both here and on my channel, doing a proper review of it. First impressions, so on and so forth. But I'll leave it up to you, Cam, if you want to just do your little spiel, kind of outro, etc. If you want to say anything to the people, you can. And then I'll do my little outro, and then we'll do a little cloud out and leave these peeps to do better things.
Like eat dinner. That
Yeah.
sounds really good. Right? I
Yeah.
still have to cook. Okay, so I've been asked a lot, and I've heard from other people why we are called the Iwi. As you probably can tell by the names of Thomas's juices, they're French. He is French, or partially French.
100%.
Yeah, there we go. And I mean, I'm only a 16th Māori, whitest Māori you ever meet. My father is a 8th Māori. And pretty much the reason we went for the Iwi is because in Māori, it means a community or a people. So we are obviously people, and we're not just doing this for us, we're doing it for the community. So yeah, it's not just about us being on a show every week. It's about us talking to our people. I'll call them our people since, you know, we're vapors. We are a community, we are a people of vapors. But yeah, that's pretty much all I really want to touch on. I mean, we could have been the Vaping whānau because we are a family as well. But I think Iwi is a bit more of a broader of a spectrum rather than just talking about the New Zealand vapors. We're talking about, you know, all of us as one. Damn, that was deep. I'm sorry. I'm sorry. Okay,
Sorry, mate. I started to tear up at the end there.
Getting a bit emotional. Okay, so before I do my cloud out and where you can find me, I just want to say thanks. Thanks to everyone who's jumped in today. I understand that Christchurch Vape Day is happening right now. And the cloud video, Tank Cloud Comp is about to go up in the next half an hour, I believe. They are running a bit behind in schedule. I just talked to Mox. So, yep, if you guys are wanting to watch those and you're not in Christchurch and you can't get to the event, definitely look on the Kiwi's Facebook page. I will put that in the description below. You can see all the cloud comps from today. I think they're going to put up the show and shine, hopefully, which is your mod that you've created yourself, or you've added a sticker to, or you've done something unique to it, which will be awesome to see. But yeah, other than that, I want to thank you guys for coming. I'm Cam, known as Kiwi Vapes. I don't know if you can read it, but it's kind of blurry on my end. I don't know if it's blurry on your guys' end.
It won't be if you watch it in 1080p.
I am watching it in 1080p. But yeah, other than that, you can find me at Instagram on the name is Kiwi Vapes. Same way it's spelled down there, no capitals, KEEWEE Vapes. Other than that, I want to say thanks to you guys for tuning in now live and also watching the replay if you do watch the replay. And good luck. Make sure you guys enter the Lantaka giveaway. I'm loving mine. Tom's loving his. Over to you, Tom.
Loving it. Yeah, I just want to thank all of you guys for coming in, especially Skelly, who's probably staying up past midnight just to come watch us. But, you know, cheers to everyone. Abe, cheers to you. It's nice seeing you on the show. I've met you a couple times in person. I've known you for a while now. And it's nice to see that you're there and chat and active, which is cool. And Jackie as well, who's watching. Probably
121.
probably playing us in the shop. Probably. I hope not.
That's great.
But that's okay. But yeah. Thanks for coming, guys, and thanks Cam as well for being there, mate, every weekend. Oh, stop it. But yeah, no, it's been good fun, and so far, this is only episode 3, and we plan to keep going. Every weekend we will be here, whether we are, in the same city or not. It will be the case, and we will constantly bring you new things, new mods, new tanks, new juice, etc. I'm looking at organizing a more starting vape friendly kind of show, whereas one of the episodes will be dedicated entirely to beginner stuff. So stuff like picos or pens or AIOs and all that kind of stuff. So that's going to be happening soon, hopefully. I'm just looking to get in touch with a couple of vendors here so I can get the stuff in to be able to do that.
Yep.
And that's pretty much it. So far we've gotten a decent response from you guys. The views keep going up. And that's what we like. At the end of the day, we like to see that people are watching us, and it's gone well so far. But yeah, that's pretty much it. Apart from that, I don't have much to say.
Before we finish, next week, hopefully we will have our first special guest, Mr. Phil Hawke, for a 15-20 minute talk, or probably longer, knowing Phil, on battery safety and Ohm's law and
Cool.
what are the best batteries for what. Me and Tom have our preferences. He's probably got different preferences, and he is actually an electrician, so he does know his stuff. So it'd be good to have him on the show. Hopefully he can make it next week.
Cool, that's going to be awesome. I think another guest planned as well is obviously Skeletor out in the comments there, waiting on a good yarn with you and seeing if we can organise something so we can get this going. And also we've got Fresh03, I think, lined up, looking to do a DIY show. So I'm looking at getting stuff in for me and Cameron to be able to mix with Fresh himself. So we can all three of us mix, but then kind of tell you how it's different, even though it's the same recipe, how it would differentiate between different people doing it, because it is generally the case. You can have 3 people have the exact same recipe and it will come out different.
The other thing with that, though, is you're established, Fresh is the DIY wizard, and myself, the only way I mix is with pre-made concentrates.
Exactly, but that's where it's going to be interesting to see the turnout between what each of us tastes as well, because we know that everyone's palates are different. So whereas you may get strawberry more than something else, I may get the other flavor more than the strawberry, etc., etc. And we'll see how that goes. But we do have a couple other guests lined up as well. We're just trying to get everything organized at the moment, between juggling this and the Vape Day and my reviews and all that other stuff.
And Kiwis on Monday.
And Kiwis on Monday, which
works.
which is streamed through me. But yeah.
Yep.
Amongst all that stuff, we do plan to continue on being almost borderline more of a news network, so to speak. Kind of like what Skeletor does. He does do very similar stuff like that. But we basically strive to bring you quality content every week, and we hope that so far you've been enjoying it, and hope you continue watching us for the future. But yeah, it's been great. It's been a good time. All right, I think that's pretty much us, Cameron. Just a quick cloud out, and we'll bounce. I've got to go into town.
You've got to go do stuff. I've got to go do stuff.
Exactly.
Thanks for watching, guys. Cloud out time. Enjoy the rest of your weekend. Vape on, keep it foggy.
Don't forget to get into that giveaway as well.
Giveaway.